I wish to hereby formally notify all of you of my membership of the All Progressive Congress.
New Nigeria!
The House, Aminu Tambuwal, may not have come to many people as a surprise, but the consequences of dumping the People's Democratic Party for the opposition APC is becoming dire. The different angles on the matter and some of the legal implications focus on the program tonight.
Today's plenary.
Welcome everyone to Politics Today on Channels Television. I'm Shewa Kimbale. The defection of the Speaker Aminu Tambuwal is what we'll be dissecting tonight on the program. But before we get into the heart of the matter, let's take a quick look at some of the top political stories of the week. Well, at last, it picks the nomination from beating the deadline date. President Goodluck Jonathan, who has been endorsed by the leadership of the PDP as a sole candidate, purchased his 22 million naira from at the party's headquarters in Abuja. Well, for the APC, now more aspirants for the presidential ticket of the All Progressive Congress emerge as a third man to declare interest took to the state to tell Nigerians reasons why he is the right man for the job. The governor of Kano State, Obi Kwankwaso, said he has a key to tackling insecurity in Nigeria and he plans to bring more fortunes for the country. But the APC also held an extraordinary national convention to amend its constitution and ratify the manifesto for 2015 election. Now, the PDP has held world congresses across some states of the nation. The congresses will help the party determine the delegates who will be at the convention and party primaries. The exercise is marred in some states by inter-party crises. Well, those are some of the top political stories that came during the week. When a pebble is thrown in the river, you will find ripples. But the defection of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Aminu Tambuwal, appears to be more than just a pebble. The ripples of the Speaker's dumping of the PDP is fast eating into the nation's political fiber. The police announced the withdrawal of the Speaker's security detail. This, they say, they did in accordance with the law. The Speaker is now in court, but the House has adjourned sitting until December the 3rd, 2014. By that time, most political activities ahead of 2015 will be reaching a boiling point. Is there anything about the timing of the defection of the Speaker, and what will the PDP do now? Well, my first guest on the program is a former Minister of State for Defense, Mr. Musiliu Obanikoro. We'll be talking with him right after this break. Join us again.
Immediately he becomes a speaker. He does not carry the toga of any party affiliation. He is now an institution by himself.
Thank you for staying with us on the program. We now joined by our first guest on the program is a former Minister of State for Defense, Mr. Musiliu Obanikoro. Thank you for joining us on Politics Today.
Pleasure.
He's also
having me.
He's also a chieftain of the PDP in the Southwest, and of course he has ambitions. Of course, we'll probably be talking about that later on. But let me start by asking you, how did it come to you when you heard the defection of Right Honorable Aminu Tambuwal?
Well, if you are a good observer in this country, politically, I'm sure we saw it coming. So there's no surprise or shock in that. We knew he was going to go. It was just a question of when. So, it's gone. It's gone.
But was the party prepared for his going?
Of course. We knew for long that he wasn't a member of our party, but we just needed for him to officially stand up to the fact that his soul is somewhere else. The body is just with us, and we are glad that finally he has let the cat out of the bag. He can move on with his life politically, and then our party will also move on So no big deal about it.
Really, no big deal. That's the number 4 man in the country. We're losing that number 4 man to an opposition.
We are not losing the position. We are losing the man. And let's get it right. We are not losing the position. We are losing the man.
I think the position is not lost right now.
Of course. How can it be? I expected Tambuwal as an honorable man who has served in the National Assembly to do the right thing.
And what's that?
By resigning as Speaker. I have no problem with him quitting our party, going to APC. So that's why he's always.
You heard what you
as an honorable man, and for the love of the institution that he represents, I believe the most honorable thing for him to have done is to have resigned and then cross the aisle to the other side and remain there. You see, you don't have to be a speaker to function in the National Assembly. It's all about hard work and networking, getting your staff to get bills and motions that will serve the good of your constituency and the country. So you don't have to be speaker. You see, he wants to eat his cake and have it. And it goes to the heart of some of the problems that we have in Nigeria. We want to do things, but we don't want to face the consequence. The rules is very clear. The rules are clear. Clear rules that if you are going to preside as a speaker or as the majority rules in the Senate or in the House, while the minority will have their say, but the majority will have their way. You cannot be a minority in the House of Representatives and also want to be the presiding officer. Don't forget that we went for an election. We hand that position of speakership for us to be able to set the agenda for the country. The president comes to the National Assembly to meet the members of the National Assembly, present his own program for the country to them. And since we are the majority party, all members of PDP were elected on our platform to execute the manifesto of our party. And that is why it becomes very important for him to recognize that and save the institution from unnecessary crisis. Because what is going to happen from now on is that the members of our party will not sit back and allow him to preside.
So there is, the party came out to say that it needs to do the needful as an honorable. That was the statement.
Absolutely.
And that's also resonated after the reaction we got from top members of the party, like the chairman of the Governors Forum, Governor of Akwa Ibom State, also came out to say it's got to do the needful. And this needful is that your party is planning to remove him?
No. You see, let me tell you, it goes beyond our party removing him. I was in the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I love the Senate. I hope someday, maybe after my run as governor, we will have the opportunity to go just on a lighter mood. But what I'm saying is that it's an institution that I will go out of my way to protect. My younger brother, Aminu, should do the needful to save himself the embarrassment, to save the institution, the crisis, and the embarrassment that will follow this situation that he has created.
So if you were in Honorable Tambuwal's shoes now, what would you be doing?
First, I would have resigned as Speaker and announced to the entire House that I am moving from PDP to APC. But I will be honorable enough to resign because the rules are clear.
And is that easy?
In terms of...
Is that easy?
Let me tell you, there is nothing... We cannot allow a situation where whatever we do is not followed with a consequence. That is why you have impunity in this system. Somebody may say, Obanikoro, when you were in the Senate, you crossed to PDP.
Yes,
I did. But the law then...
But you didn't resign.
No.
There was a 1999 constitution.
No, it has been amended.
Yeah, of course, 1999 constitution was amended.
It was amended. So the it is the amended version that says that once you cross carpet, you automatically forfeit your seat.